Hi, welcome. My name is Sarah. This is a requested beginner's practice. It's for you, Shelly. And then also I want to give a shout out to Chechel for giving me this mic. So hopefully the sound quality on this video is better for your experience. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So come to laying on your back. And sometimes we experience back pain in the SI joint, right? So the two halves of the pelvis, and then you got that diamond-shaped bone in the middle. So if you get pain there in your life, bend your knees, plant the feet on the floor, pigeon toe your feet, let the knees fall in. For some of you, that you would like how it feels to have the feet really wide when you do this, and then for others of you, myself included, the feet feel better a little bit more narrow, so there's no effort as the legs rest into each other. Bring both of your hands onto your stomach. Lift your chest up a little bit and walk your shoulder blades down your back so you feel a sense of opening through your chest and your shoulders. If you haven't already, let the eyes soften closed and bring your mind, your attention onto the feeling of your breath. As you inhale, feel the air go down your windpipe, filling up your lungs. Feel your abdomen rising. And then as you exhale, feel the abdomen deflate and feel the air rushing back through the windpipe out the nose. So inhaling down from your nose all the way to your low belly. And exhaling back up. Belly deflates and the warm air passes back through the nose. Concentrating on your breath is what creates the magic, the alchemy of the yoga practice. So as much as you can remember over the duration of this practice, return back to your breath. Breathe slow, breathe long, breathe deeply. Remember, you can take a break at any time. It's a little easier, right, when you're doing a YouTube video because you're not comparing yourself to other people in the classroom. But again, this practice of being sensitive to yourself and experimenting with what it feels like to rest within your effort. Before we start to move, we'll take a couple of breaths together. Give yourself a deep inhale through your nose and a big sigh out the mouth. Full breath in. Sigh it out. One more fresh inhale. And give it a sigh. Catch hold of your legs. Rock a little side to side to loosen up your back. If it's okay with your spine, rock up and down your spine. If it kind of hurts your back, just roll to one side and come up into an all fours position, tabletop pose. So have your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders stacked. Separate your knees so they're underneath your hip joints. And one of the most important things when you're doing a weight bearing on the wrists is to have your hands spread and really use your finger strength to help alleviate the pressure on the wrist. Okay, so this is your neutral spine, so it's a long spine. There's a little tone in the belly. Your front ribs are drawing in, and so, we could also call this a flat back, even though there's no straight lines in nature, so it's got some curves in it, right? And from here, we'll exaggerate the back bend, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, maybe you look forward. You can look up if it feels good on your neck. Curl your tailbone under, press the back of the heart up to the ceiling. Relax your neck, your ears. Inhale, back bend cow. Have a little tone in your belly to support your low back. Exhale, forward round cat. For the length of the inhale, back bend. For the length of the exhale, forward round. And so keep going, but follow your own breath cycle. And if you ever need to take 2 breaths per movement, that's okay. The most important thing is you feel your breath is nurtured, you feel nourished by your breath. Pause with a really long spine. For this next part, if your wrist feels sensitive, you can make a fist with your thumb kind of tucked in over your knuckles and then punch the floor with your fist. You're also invited, if this is really difficult for your wrist, to take this next section on your forearms. Reach your right leg back and lift your right heel in line with your right hip. Now, when you lift your leg up, it's going to put you into a back bend, right? So tighten your abdominal muscles, push the floor away, and kind of take a little bit of that back bend out with your front side strength. So this is position 1, and then position 2, hug your knee into your chest, round your spine like cat, and if it's okay with your neck, gently kiss your nose to your knee. Inhale, reach the leg out, long spine. Exhale, pull your leg in, cat spine. Inhale, kick it out. Exhale, pull it in. Let's do it for 5. For 4, length of the inhale, kick back. Length of the exhale, pull in. For 3, your body's going to burn as it gets stronger. For 2, building tolerance for the heat. 1 more. Cool yourself down with a breath. Inhale your leg back, and exhale, set your knee down. Separate your knees wider than your hips and start to sink your hips back towards your heels. Slide the arms forward, relax your head onto the mat. Now, if this hurts your knees, instead, you can keep the butt a little bit up and rest like this with your forehead on your hands. And then if that doesn't work, then you can rest laying on your back or standing at any point in the practice. All right, back to all fours, knees under your hips, arm bones in a line. Remember that firmness through the fingers, flat palms. Stretch your left leg back. Lift your left heel in line with your hip. Again, notice the tendency to like turn the thigh out or, back bend. And instead, you're going to want to level your hips to the floor. Tighten your low belly. Push the floor away. This is a full body strengthening experience. Take an inhale. Exhale, squeeze the thigh into the chest. Maybe nose and knee kiss very lightly, right? Like a little butterfly kiss. Inhale, leg goes back. Exhale, squeeze it in. As you inhale, kick back. As you exhale, squeeze it in. We'll do this for 5. Stay lifted out of your shoulders. For 4. Strengthening your hip flexors, your stomach. For 3. For 2. Give yourself one more little squeeze. Inhale your leg back. And exhale, set the knee down. This time, turn your fingers back towards your knees so you can start to stretch your inner forearms. If this is too intense, you can always take the hands out to the sides like a seal. And then if it feels okay, cat-cow cycles. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward round. Now, another thing that happens is sometimes we have a hyperextension. That's when you can kind of like pop your elbows forward like this. So having that mini bend in the elbow is going to straighten the arm, or for this particular stretch, you can bend your elbows backwards to get a deeper wrist opening. Okay, turn the hands back around and now put the bone side of the hand on the floor. And then I personally like to wiggle my elbow side to side because it gets a little massage from the right to the left side of the wrist. And then other side, so turning the hand around and then wiggling the elbow in and out to loosen up the wrist. All right, turn the hand back around. So your hands are under your shoulders. Now you can walk your hands forward about 3 to 5 inches. Press your palms flat, curl your toes under, and lift up, down dog pose. Bend your right knee, keeping your left leg straight. Bend your left knee, keeping your right leg straight, and help to loosen up your legs. And probably most commonly, I see 2 things commonly in this pose. The first one is that the person will be in more of a plank because the hamstrings are tight. So if you feel like your weight is kind of pitching forward like this, bend your knees to take out the hamstring stretch, push the floor away so that you feel a stretch up out of the shoulders and you're lifting your butt like way up to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside right now. The other thing I see in this pose is, and I used to do this all the time and I probably still do it, is to when you push the floor away, the shoulders are creeping up to the ears and there's a pinching or a compression around the neck. So instead, widen your shoulders on your back, wrap your outer upper arms back, and then draw the front ribs in. So there's a lot of muscular engagement in your shoulder joint. All right, and then from here, walk up to the top of the mat and hang in forward fold position. Sometimes this is the pose that people's back hurts in. So if that's you, it's normal. Bend your knees, rest your forearms on your thighs instead, and this will take some of that pressure off the spine. But if your spine feels okay, if your legs don't feel too tight, let your body hang like a dead weight over your legs. Have the body weight in the balls of your feet, and always keep at least a mini bend in your knees, right? Because when we squeeze the legs real straight like this, maybe it stretches the knee ligaments, and you really want the stretch in the belly of the muscle, in the middle of the muscle rather than around the joints. Okay, next pose is halfway lift. So at first, observe all the blood that's in your head right now. And then when you come into halfway lift, you're going to feel the blood start to drain out of the head. So this just helps kind of circulate the blood flow, and it helps equalize your blood pressure as we come to standing. We'll do it a couple times though. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, fold. On your next inhale, come through the halfway lift all the way to standing. Stretch your arms up over your head, and then as you exhale, join your hands palm against palm at the center of your chest. Our tendency when we stand sometimes is to stick the booty out and collapse the chest. So to find maximum length in the spine, scoop the tailbone slightly under, frontal hip bones lifting, and brighten your heart up towards the sky. On your following inhale, reach your arms up over your head. And then now as you exhale, bend your elbows out to the sides like a goalpost or a cactus. Press your shoulder blades up into your chest. Maybe lift the nose. A cactus back bend. On your next inhale, reach the arms straight up. And then as you exhale, float down, forward fold over the legs. As you inhale, come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, but lift the chest as the highest point. Inhale, reach straight up, your tallest spine. And then as you exhale, float down over your legs, forward stretch. Inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fold. Let's do one more. Inhale, stand up, press evenly into your feet, arms overhead. Exhale, bend the elbows, open up your chest. Inhale, go straight up. And exhale, float down over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And now, chair pose. Sit your hips down and reach your arms by your ears or in front of the face, right, if it's hard on the shoulders. So when we do chair pose, peek down and see that your knees and your feet are pointing straight forward in the same direction. A lot of times what I see is people's knees will bow in or they'll kind of splay out. So if it's okay with your body, have everything lined up like a number 11. The other thing I commonly see is people get a little stressed and then the shoulders are way up here. So allow the shoulders to widen so you feel a sense of release through your neck. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, stand up tall. Drape your right arm alongside your right body. Lift up through your entire left side. Inhale. And exhale, side stretch over to your right. Keep your hip bones level to what you're facing. Armpits level to what you're facing. You could look straight ahead or you could look underneath your lifted arm. Use as much abdominal strength as you can to lift the spine, creating space in between the bones of your spine as it stretches to the side. Take an inhale and then come into the center, float your arm down. Feel the difference between the size of your body. Reach your left arm up, inhale. Your right arm. And as you exhale, lean over to your left. Side bending, press evenly into your feet. Contract your thighs, pull up on the thighs. Draw your lower abdominals in. Two shoulders equidistant from whatever you're facing. If you need a deeper stretch, you can nudge your hips over to the right, lift the right side ribs. Breathe calmly into both of your lungs. One of the lungs is compressed. Take an inhale and exhale back into the center. Inhale, float both arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, open the chest. Inhale, reach tall. And exhale, float down over your legs. Little bend in the knees, heels light, hang the head heavy at the bottom. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply and step your left leg all the way to the back of the mat and set the back knee on the floor. If it's okay with your hips, sink the pelvis down towards the mat. Your right knee is above your right ankle. You can stay here, or if it's okay with the body, reach your arms up over your head on Jinayasana Low Lunge. If you're getting some tightness, compression through your low back, lift your pelvis away from the floor. Scoop your tailbone under. Use your abdominal muscles to lift the chest up. If it feels good for your hip flexors, do all of that, right? Like pulling the belly in, but let the hips sink down towards the floor. Taking it a big inhale. Exhale, float your hands down to frame your front foot. Squeeze your back leg straight. Let's take the twist. Left hand down, right arm up. So your heart is moving towards your right knee. And if it's okay with your neck, gaze at the lifted hand. Squeeze the back leg as straight as it'll go. Tighten your abdominal muscles. Roll the chest open. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hand comes down to the floor and step into upward push-up plank pose. Use the knees on the mat and slowly lower shoulders past the wrists, bend the elbows directly above your wrists, lower slow all the way down onto your stomach. I hope you like the new mic. Just gotta do a little yoga with the cord. Okay, hands by your low ribs, elbows lifting up, feet hips width distance apart. Press all 10 toenails into the floor and start to lift yourself up into a low Cobra Pose. Take an inhale and exhale, lower your spine, hover your nose. 3 more times. Inhale, low Cobra. If you want to use your hands, drag the hands back. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, just lift as high as feels okay on your body. Exhale, lower. Last one, go ahead. A push-up, curl your tailbone under, push chest and hips away from the floor at the same time. Downward facing dog pose. Big inhale, long exhale. All right, bend your knees and step, or if you want to jump, push off your feet, lift the butt, bend the knees on the landing, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, relax the head, the neck. Chair pose, hips down and arms up. Take an inhale, and then exhale, stand up tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach up center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Lift your chest up. Inhale, reach for the sky. And exhale, float down. Little bend in the knees, heels light, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back. Right leg goes all the way back. Knee comes down. Remember, you can stay here. If you're like me and your knee pushes way past your ankle, walk the right leg a little further back. Back toes could be pointed, or you can tuck them under, and then the arms come up by your ears. You can gaze straight ahead or look up at the hands. Scissor the inner groins so your hip bones are level to what you're facing. Pull the abdominals in and lift the spine as tall as possible. Take 2 more breaths. Breathe down into your lower rib cage. Float your hands down to frame your front left foot. Squeeze the back leg straight. Push into your right hand. Lift your left arm up. Twist the spine. If it's okay with your neck, look at the lifted hand. A little bit weird on the neck, look off to the side. As you inhale, squeeze your back leg really straight. As you exhale, twist with the abs. 3 more breaths. Float your hand down to the mat, lift into plank, and then if you'd like, you can rest in child's pose. The other option, inhale plank, exhale lower, chaturanga, flat hands, elbows back, chest forward. Inhale cobra, exhale lower. Take an inhale, exhale, push yourself up and back. Downward facing dog pose. Inhale through your nose. Sigh it out the mouth. Inhale your right leg up. And as you exhale, hug your knee into your chest, step the foot through between the hands. Now, a lot of times this is difficult because of anatomy, something like that. So the foot only gets up halfway. So you could either push into your left hand, pick up your right foot, place it the rest of the way, or when the foot steps up halfway, you soften the back knee to the mat, pick the right foot up, place it the rest of the way. So we'll meet up in, this is runner's lunge pose, right? And the right knee is forward. Pivot on to the pinky toe side of your right foot. Pivot your left heel down so your left foot is flat, pinky toe side of the foot down, and then come up into warrior 2 on the right. I'm going to switch my position, but you can stay where you are. So You've got your inner right knee pointing forward, right toes point forward, your back foot points a little forward, your pelvis is at a slight diagonal so that your inner thigh of the front leg can go forward. Take your lower abdominal muscles and lift them up so your spine gets even taller. Check in with your back arm and see that it's in line with your front arm. Now flip your front palm and stretch up and back into reverse warrior. If it's okay with your neck, look at the lifted hand. If it's hard on the neck, look off to the side wall. Your legs are going to start burning. Sink down, press through your front heel, allow the toes to be light. Take one more calm and steady breath. Squeeze your front leg straight. Bring your arms parallel to the floor. Look at your front knee and turn your inner right thigh forward so your knee points forward. Start to reach forward, and then when you feel a hamstring stretch, tip into triangle pose. Only reach as far down the leg as you can keep leaning back and opening through your chest. Half bound variation. Flip your left palm to face what's behind you. Bring the back of your hand to the small of your low back. Maybe your arm creeps around your leg and you feel a stretch in the front of the shoulder and the chest. You could look up or you could look down. 3 more breaths. If your front knee locks out, have a mini bend in the front knee. 2 more breaths. Slowly float your arm up over your head. Take an inhale. Exhale back into warrior 2. Bend the front knee, arms in a T position. As you inhale, reverse. Reach your right arm up and back. And exhale, windmill your arms down to the floor. Come into upward push-up plank pose. If you'd like the vinyasa, inhale plank. Exhale, lower very slowly with flat hands all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra, back bend through your upper spine. And as you exhale, lower. Take an inhale. Exhale, push the floor away. Downward facing dog pose. Inhale through your nose. Sigh it out the mouth. From downward dog, inhale your left leg up, and exhale, step the left foot through between the hands. Remember, however it can get there, you're in a runner's lunge position. Pivot the back heel down, front heel in line with your back arch, and lift up into warrior 2 shape. Peek down and see that your front toes and knee are pointing straight forward. Your back foot points a little forward, back foot flat. Squeeze the back leg straight and bend through your front knee. Another thing I commonly see is people are more flexible, so they bend the knee and the knee push past the ankle. So if that happens, walk your toes up the mat so the knee is right over your ankle. 2 shoulders in one line, equidistant from what you're facing. The hips are at a slight diagonal. Take 2 more breaths. Breathe into your lower rib cage. Flip your front palm, reach up and back into reverse warrior. If it's okay with your neck, look at your lifted hand, or you can look off to the side. Part of you might want to give up because the legs are burning. If it feels safe, relax into that effort. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Stick with it. Take 2 calm breaths. Even though the body is on fire. Squeeze your front leg straight. Bring your arms parallel to the floor. Roll your inner left thigh forward. Your right hip might naturally drop down. Reach forward. When you feel that stretch, tip the arms triangle. Mini bend through the front knee. If you're able to kind of jam the knee back, give it that mini bend. Top arm around the back. Open up the front of your shoulder, your chest. Gaze straight ahead or gaze up. 5 breaths. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Breathe so deeply, you feel an extra stretch. Maybe through your rib cage. Reach your right arm up slowly. Inhale. Exhale back into warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Upward push-up plank. And then this time, if you are taking the vinyasa, lower slowly. Flat hands, elbows near the rib cage, chest forward. Come into low cobra. And if you feel ready for up dog, press into your hands, squeeze the arms straight, kick the floor with the tops of the feet, lift the thighs. If it's okay with your spine, allow the low back to bend here, but tighten your abdominals to support your low back. If your elbows pop forward, take a mini bend in the elbows and roll the shoulder blades back. Take an inhale, and then exhale, push the floor away, hug your belly in, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. And sigh it out the mouth. Soften your knees to the mat. Return back to the all fours position. As you inhale, back bend cow. Exhale, forward round cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. One more. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward round. Find a long spine, neutral spine. This next part, if it's really hard, do this next one on your forearms. Reach your right leg back and lift your right heel up. Hug the abdominals in, push the floor away. Look at one spot and reach your left arm forward like you were shaking somebody's hand. This is for you, Shelly. Now, you can stay here or bend your back knee and reach back. You may or may not be able to grab your foot. You can catch hold of the big toe side or the pinky toe side. Now, if your spine feels at its max, stay where you are. If your spine feels okay and you're ready to go a little deeper, start to kick back, kick up, and this is going to bend your spine. Keep pushing the floor away with your right hand. Stay lifted up out of the right shoulder. This is not easy, so if you start getting frustrated, look at one thing, breathe a little deeper, and if you feel like you can't breathe or you're hurting yourself, come out. But if you know you're getting stronger and you want to push through this challenge, 5 breaths. Tighten the belly, 4 more breaths. Breathe into both lungs for 3. Have a relaxed face for 2. And then on 1, reach your arm forward, your leg back. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, set it down. Child's pose. Feel the difference in your body. What part of you is lit up right now? What part of you feels like cold or you can't really feel? Take a cleansing breath. All right, other side, so that there's less anticipation. Rise to your all fours position. Gaze at one thing. Stretch your left leg back. Hug your abdominals in. Push the floor away. Right arm can go forward. This is a little bit harder, right? And then you can bend your knee, catch hold of your foot. Big toe side, pinky toe side, start to kick back, kick up. Only go as far as feels okay on your spine. A lot of times what I see is people collapse in the left shoulder. Really push the floor away. Find space in your shoulder joint. Tighten the belly muscles to support your low back. You can gaze straight ahead. You could look over your right shoulder. 5. Breath is limited for 4. If you're ready to go deeper, kick a little higher for 3. Look at one thing for 2. One more breath. Slowly, arm goes forward, leg goes back. Take an inhale and exhale. Set it down. Set the hand down. Set the knee down. And rest. Child's pose. You're helping to make your body stronger, improving your circulatory system, releasing endorphins, a feeling of well-being in your body and your mind. Take one more deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale all 4s. Exhale, downward dog. Bending one knee at a time. Help to loosen up your hips. Okay. From here, you're going to either hold downward facing dog, or if it feels safe for your shoulders, push into your right hand especially, and then start to take your left hand under your face, and then maybe it's okay to take your left hand and reach back for your right leg. If everything still feels okay, peek underneath your right armpit, spine twist from downward facing dog pose. A lot of strength in your right arm. One more breath. Return back into regular down dog. You can feel, right, the pressure that was in your right hand. And so push into your left hand, slide your right hand under your nose. Maybe reach the hand further back. If it's available to your body, catch hold of your left thigh, left calf muscle, and then look underneath your left arm, twisting the spine. One more breath. Return back into your downward facing dog pose, and then soften the knees down to the mat, and then sit back at your heels, or you can sit cross-legged and put the bone side of the hand onto your thighs, and you can open and close the fingers to stretch out your wrists. Give them a little swirl. Okay, bring your legs out in front of you. Bend your right knee in, turn your right thigh out, and if this hurts your knee, you can always keep your knee more up, or you can put something underneath it like a blanket or a pillow. Also, if you feel like your butt's, if you're rolling back like this, right, your spine is kind of curved and the butt's rolling back, get a blanket or get a pillow and then sit your hip bones on top of it. And this is going to give you a little lift, so it's easier to stretch forward. You may hold on to your calf. You know, if you're like me with short legs and like long arms, it's easy to grab the foot. And then also, you know, if you're experiencing some back pain here, bend your knees, bend your one knee, the left one, and catch hold of your foot. Okay, 5 breaths. This pose does not make you a better person. 4 more breaths. But if you treat your body with love and respect, then probably you're going to treat others with love and respect, which may be considered like a good person, right? 2 more breaths. Breathing with love and respect for yourself. And then lift yourself up, hold on to your leg, bring it in, send it out, bend your left knee up, turn your left thigh out, and then again you can bend through your right knee, hold on to your foot or hold on to your calf muscle, and 5 breaths with love and respect. In this pose, you're stretching your hamstring, you're stretching your low back. If it feels good to you, breathe all the way down into your low belly. And then as you inhale, lift your body up, hug your left leg in, send the left leg out, scooch off of the blanket or the pillow, if you're on something. Maybe you want to make sure you got enough mat to lay down. Roll down slow until you're laying on your back. And then once you're laying on your back, cross your right ankle over the top of the left thigh and reach underneath your left leg and shake hands. Flex firmly through your right foot. And take 5 slow and deep breaths. If you feel like you're ready to go deeper in this pose, hug your left knee in towards your armpit, roll your hips into the floor, and nudge the right knee forward. You can breathe down into your low belly in this pose. Switching sides, knees hug into the chest, observe any difference between your hips, and cross your left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Flex strongly through your left foot. Reach underneath your leg to shake hands. Use your elbow to press the left thigh forward. Bend your elbows in if you need a deeper stretch while rolling the tailbone down to the floor. Maybe closing your eyes, keeping your focus internalized. 5 breaths. Notice if there's residual tension in the jaw or the shoulders. And as you're ready, you can bend both knees in. Hold on to your right shin bone and extend the left leg long and heavy. If it's okay with the body, really press your left thigh bone down, and this may open up the front of the left hip. Take your left hand onto the top of your left hip, holding onto your right shin bone. Begin to move your right leg open to the right, so you feel an opening through your pelvis. Take an inhale, and now as you exhale, lift your right knee up, over, and across. If you have sensitive shoulders, roll back so both of your shoulders are on the floor and your knee may be lifted. If it feels okay on the body, feel the knee falling towards the floor and allow both shoulders to get heavy, but this right shoulder may be lifted. On every exhale, relax your spine. Just as important as the physical work of getting the blood pumping, of strengthening your muscles, stretching your muscles, is important to rest your body, to let go of the effort. Ishvara Pranidhana, surrendering to what is. This is a practice in and of itself. As you're ready, hug your right knee back up into your armpit, give it a little squeeze, switch out the legs, left thigh up, right leg long, really press your right thigh down. Hold on to your right hip with your right hand. Open up the left knee to the left. Then you might feel like an inner groin stretch or some kind of like massaging effect in your hip. Take your left leg up, over, and across. And allow your body to get even heavier, even softer towards the floor. About 5 breaths here in the twist. As you're ready, hug your knee, left knee back up into your armpit. Bring your right knee up. Bring the soles of your feet together, butterfly the knees open, and then you can rest your feet on the floor, or you could hold on to your feet. Find your heartbeat with your left hand. It's somewhere on the left side, a little bit to the left of the center of your chest and below your nipple. So finding your heartbeat, and then take your right hand onto your belly. And so feel the beating of your heart. And feel the movement of your breath under your hand. Count how many heartbeats your inhale is. And then make your exhale 1 heartbeat longer. One more breath. Take your hands on the outsides of your legs. Use a little arm strength to bring the knees together. And then allow the legs to either rest long and heavy, or you can bend your knees, pigeon toe your feet, and rest your knees against each other. If you enjoyed feeling the heartbeat and the breath, you can keep the hands there. Otherwise, relax your arms where is most comfortable. Allow the energy of your body and the practice to settle. Relax the muscles around your jaw. Soften the muscles around your eyes, your eyebrows, your eyelids. Allow your body to lay as long as feels comfortable. If you are already ready to come out, maybe you roll over to one side and then gently press yourself up to seated. Perhaps the hands float to the center of the chest, and just take a moment and honor your practice. Thank yourself for taking this time to explore your body, your breath, and to show yourself respect and love through your choices within the practice and then outside of the practice. We'll take a breath to seal it all in. Inhale through your nose and sigh it out the mouth. Thank you, yogis. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please let me know if you have any feedback for me. You can put it into the comment section, and then, if there's something that you want to see, let me know. The next class, I believe, is going to be a strong flow for your opening your hamstrings. All right, take care.